Let's take a deeper look now into the near total abortion ban that is 160 years old. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum has been reading through the Arizona Supreme Court's ruling, and he joins us live now with a breakdown and a timeline of the territorial abortion ban. Justin.
Mark, the Civil War law was passed nearly 50 years before Arizona became a state. Now, a majority of the state's Supreme Court justices say the territorial ban can be enforced. The court says they did consider a statute that was never repealed, but instead kept on the books through the Roe v. Wade era. The statute says a person who provides abortion services to a pregnant woman can be punished with 2 to 5 years in prison unless the mother's life is at risk. In 1971, Planned Parenthood of Tucson sued the Attorney General challenging the constitutionality of Arizona's abortion statutes. The court ruled in favor of Planned Parenthood, but on appeal, the ruling was reversed, upholding abortion statutes. In 1973, Roe v. Wade made abortion a constitutional right, thus blocking the enforcement of the 1864 law. In June of 2022, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, giving individual states final say on abortion laws. Then Arizona AG Republican Mark Brnovich convinced a state judge in Tucson to lift the injunction on enforcing the 1864 law. For more than a year, a stay has been in place as Planned Parenthood appealed in court. Until today. In the ruling, Justice John Lopez says the 2022 law does not create a right or provide statutory authority over abortion and does not repeal the pre-statehood law.
The court was addressing today is which ban is in effect now. Is it the 1864 ban, which is a total ban on abortions, or is it this 15-week ban?
Attorney Roy Herrera specializes in political law. The ruling's conclusion says in the next 14 days, parties can pursue additional legal action before enforcement of the law is in effect.
So there could be additional legal challenges, but I doubt that they would be successful in the end. And so I think what we're ultimately faced with in order to undo this territorial ban is either passing the abortion measure that will be on the ballot this year, which again would reinstate the rights under Roe v. Wade, or electing a legislature that will be willing to actually repeal the ban.
Two justices issued a dissenting opinion saying both the pre-statehood law and the 15-week abortion ban are clear, making judicial interpretation unnecessary. They say there's no language in the 2022 abortion law indicating reliance on Roe v. Wade's existence, and no language suggests it should not be in effect if Roe was overturned. Both Republican and Democratic lawmakers have spoken out against the ruling. Longtime political consultant John Seaton weighs in.
If you look, I'm really struck by the number of Republicans who have said in no uncertain terms that this is a problematic ruling. It needs to be addressed.
So there are about 2 weeks until a mandate is issued, but the ban on nearly all abortions would not go into effect until about 45 days after that mandate. Planned Parenthood Arizona, which is the plaintiff in this case, says in the meantime, abortion care on a 15-week limit will be provided for a limited time. Live in the control room, I'm Justin Lum for Fox 10 Investigates.